Hi, I'm Juliet, delighted to be here, and this is talk number 63, and it's the fifth in the anger series, and it's called Hidden Anger, Passive Aggression, and the Cost of Unspoken Resentment. In the previous talks, we've explored the different ways that anger appears in relationships. In 59, we looked at healthy anger, which gives us information and helps us express what matters. In 60, we explored how the past can influence the present, causing reactions that feel bigger than the moment itself. And in 61, we looked at rage and what happens when the nervous system becomes overwhelmed. And in 62, we looked at the volcano and the iceberg, how people protect themselves, whether they do that through becoming more intense or withdrawing. But there is another way that anger can show up. Sometimes it doesn't explode, it doesn't disappear. Sometimes anger goes underground, and this is passive aggression. And I talk about this one because actually I know this one quite well. And as a child, we were not allowed to express anger, and passive aggression was definitely my main way of communicating for many decades. And it's a difficult pattern because the anger's there, but it's not spoken directly, and instead it appears through behavior. It might look like sarcasm, deliberate lateness, procrastination, forgetting things that matter, giving the silent treatment, or saying fine when things are clearly not fine. The challenge is that passive aggression is often not about wanting to be hurtful. It's often about not knowing how to express anger safely. Many people who become passive aggressive have learned somewhere along the way that direct anger is dangerous. Perhaps, as happened when I was a child, direct anger was punished, disagreement was punished. For others, perhaps expressing a need led to criticism. Perhaps being angry meant risking rejection or losing connection. So anyway, whatever the root is, the person learns, I can't say what I really feel. But emotions that can't be spoken don't disappear, they find another route. I remember one couple who came for therapy, and the wife repeatedly said, "It's fine," whenever the husband asked her if something was wrong, but it clearly wasn't fine. And over time, he noticed that things he cared about were forgotten. Arrangements weren't followed through, small acts of resistance appeared. He felt confused. She felt increasingly resentful. The difficulty was that neither person was talking about the real issue. They were communicating. Her behavior was communicating something that her words couldn't say. And underneath the passive aggression was a much more vulnerable message. I feel unheard. I feel unimportant. I feel I don't know how to tell you what I need. I feel unsafe. And this is why passive aggression can be so damaging to relationships. When someone says, "I feel hurt when this happens," their partner has something they can respond to. There's an invitation to repair. But when the message comes through sarcasm, silence, or subtle resistance, the other person often feels blamed without understanding why, and then they become defensive. The original hurt gets buried even deeper, and it all gets worse. It just gets worse. So the answer isn't to remove the anger. The answer is to make the anger safer. Learning to say, "I'm disappointed. I really wanted you to notice that. I feel taken for granted. I need us to talk about this." These are vulnerable statements. They require courage. Healthy anger is not about making the other person wrong. It's about allowing ourselves to be known. And there's a profound difference between saying, "You never care about me. You never care about me," or "I need to feel that I matter to you." The first creates defense. The second creates connection. Perhaps the greatest challenge in a relationship is not learning how to avoid conflict, because conflict's inevitable. The deeper challenge is learning how to bring our truth into the relationship without attacking, withdrawing, or hiding. Because anger itself is not what damages love. Unspoken anger is what damages love. And when we learn to give anger a safe voice, it no longer needs to whisper through resentment. it can become what it was always meant to be, a pathway towards honesty and understanding and deeper connection. If you're a therapist, you might want to explore our Certificate in Diversity within Contemporary Relationships, CPD Work for Therapists, CPD Workshop for Therapists. You can find it on our therapy and counselling website. And I love hearing comments about how these talks impact people. And the way to do that is to go to https://bit.ly/Juliet Muses. Take care. I hope you have a great week, day, month, year, whatever. Thank you. Bye.